that what kind of preparation do these MSME players need in this sector, or what kind of challenges they need to be prepared for?
Very good morning, all of you. The very fact that so many bright minds with a lot of energy are here, talking about or witnessing India becoming the fourth largest economy, and at the same time committing to one another that we will continue to collaborate and contribute to take India to the third and second largest economy itself, I think, is a great way to begin. Can we all clap for ourselves before we move forward? We can do it much better. I believe in law of conservation of energy. What does it say? Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but transforms from here to there. Of course, I made a small modification. So can I have a better applause for all of us? Fantastic. So let me answer both these questions. First thing, if you look at EV as an ecosystem, okay, now we are in 2025, we have good number of vehicles, be it in two-wheelers, be it in four-wheelers, both are the choices here. We can pick innovative business models, car ownership models are also there. But 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, if at all we move ahead, who are the ones who first ventured into EVs? It is micro and small companies. It is those startups. For example, right now we are talking about the IPO of Ether. When it started 10 years ago, I mean, now that Ether is there are other bigger players that are also investors into it, which is fine. But who started it? Again, two young graduate engineers from IT Madras, that's the place where I come from. Whether it is Ether, or whether it is Awan, or whether it is Uja, or whether it is Ukaya, you name the companies, or Thunderblast or Rito Motors, right? You name the companies that are actually prominent names now where we talk that yes, they are doing something to the EV ecosystem. Let me tell you, it was not led by the conventional OEMs. The conventional OEMs always try to play safe. In fact, there are also OEMs who lobbied that India is not ready for a pure battery electric vehicles. We need to have hybrid in between. Are you here with me? Right. So the reason why I am reflecting on the history and the context is because if at all there is any sector that actually took the risk, that actually took the lead and said that if India were to be not just a global market for the global companies, but if India were to be a global manufacturing hub for a global market, then the action needed to begin, and that was actually taken by MSMEs. Now, having said this revolution is definitely fueled when the bigger companies, be it Bajaj, be it Mahindras, right, be it Piaggio's, etc., who have, or Heroes, who have their
SMEs in renewable energy. For this, I would like to invite on stage, put your hands together, our panelists. Very first, I would like to invite Mr. Anshul Gupta, Managing Director and CEO, OPG Mobility. Mr. Rajiv YSR, CEO, Thangar Plasen Group, CMO. Mr. Anand Ojha, co-founder and CTO, Urja Mobility. And the session is going to be moderated by Mr. Bipin Dubey, social entrepreneur. So let's clap.
To this part, राजीव जब अनग बात करते हैं कि इन्होंने बैटरी में और उसके ऊपर काम करना शुरू किया, ईवीज को जब हम देखते हैं, सोलर को जब हम देखते हैं, सोलर को तो फिर भी रूफटॉप और इन जैसी चीजों को देखा जा सकता है, लेकिन ईवीज को हम देखते हैं तो बड़ी कंपनियों के लिहाज से देखते हैं. अगर एमएसएमई कुछ इंटरवीन करना चाहे, उसमें बैटरी हो सकता है, कंपोनेंट्स हो सकता है, क्या वो एरिया हो सकते हैं जहां इनोवेशन हो सकते हैं? क्योंकि वन थिंग आई रियली बिलीव, जो हमारे साथी लोग भी यहाँ पे आए हैं, एमएसएमईज आर द रिस्क टेकर, दे आर मोर एंटरप्रेन्योरियल इन कैरेक्टर, तो वो इस चीज में ज्यादा इंटरवीन कर पाएंगे.
See, if you look at electric vehicle as a schema, right? This is not complicated with thousands of components like a race vehicle. All you have is glider. Glider is basically your body, the mechanical chassis that has been existent for the past many, I would say, generations. And then if you further break down, you have a battery, and then you have a powertrain. Powertrain, of course, has basically the motors, motor controllers, and power electronics. Bigger picture of, as Vipin was mentioning, making the actual vehicle to be. Can you have it? while the bigger picture of making the actual vehicles could be left to the bigger OEMs, but there are still a lot of gaps and innovations to be made in these components, whether it is motors, motor controllers, power electronics, and even in the case of batteries and battery chemistries and battery cells and form factors, etc. Right? So for MSMEs, definitely when you start mastering, my recommendation would be do not stretch yourself, do not, diabetes is one such innovation. When owning an electric vehicle was expensive, the way he solved the problem is he separated glider and battery and said, hey, you know what, for lifetime of battery, I'm going to give you battery as a subscription, right? Example. For example, in my case, Thunderburst, right? When we are talking about charging infrastructure to be deployed across the country, and when we looked at different models that existed for a franchisee operated charging infra, what we realized was a minimum franchise starts at 25 lakh rupees, 30 lakh rupees. That is not a democratizable model. I mean, not everybody can enter. So we have drastically brought down the franchising to just 2 lakh rupees. Are you here with me? Right? So when you bring that innovation to make it more, another example.